Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode, my first call of the day went kinda like this. Me: hello, you're speaking to me at Company Fiber Broadband Tech Support. How can I help customer? My internet has now been down for TWO days. I made a complaint 2 days ago. I was expecting a call back. I was promised yesterday, but that never happened. So here I am making another complaint. Me okay? No problem. I just need to load up your account. Insert boring ID and verification process here. Fantastic, that's let me in. Let's have a look at the notes and see what's going on. Yes, I can see you called us 2 days ago, but there's nothing about an open complaint. Would you like to speak to customer? Typical stupid, so that's another process they've broken and this woman goes OFF. As she's ranting about how much she doesn't trust us and how we don't keep our promises and 4 agents haven't written anything close to what she's yelling. I find in her file that she still has a copper line. My job deals specifically in fiber optic lines, and I can't service her line at all. So I need to pass her to the other side, as it were, so they can fix her broadband. There's nothing I can do for her except look at her billing system. So I wait until she pauses for breath and try to tell her. Me: if I could just, customer: no, don't you dare interrupt me while I'm speaking, so rants some more. Me: listen, this is important. Customer: goes on some more. Me: but you have the wrong number. Customer audibly deflates. So, me: so I can't actually access the side of the system that would allow me to book you an engineer to actually get this fixed. If you give me a few minutes, I'd taken detailed notes on the system, so I'd just like to have a conversation with a colleague over on FTTC Tech. We'll get you an engineer out, and then they can pass you directly to their complaints department. Is that okay? Customer: you're useless, aren't you? Me: do me a favor. Please don't swear at my colleague. It dials the FTTC extension. I do wish they'd learn to listen before wasting 20 years of their lives ranting at the wrong person. Story 2. Proprietary software update problems. So the in-house software developer guy updated an app that is used for uploading pictures and documents to the server from your smartphones, instead of emailing documents to yourself or hoarding around the photocopiers/scanners. It also removes the need from having to connect USB devices into the system. Not exactly complicated, but there is a need for it. It also scans everything for viruses and beams it straight into your user account on the server. Last Friday, the developer was supposed to have it uploaded to both Apple and Google at 8:00 a.m. Why is important later. The interface appears functionally the same, but they are trying to get away from using Kaspersky for political reasons, and the developer decided to start over. Monday morning rolls around and developer guy walks into IT and says that he's bringing the new version of the app live and keeping the old version active for the day in case there's problems. What a great idea. He sends out the memo that the new version is live and to try to use it make sure everything works okay. Am I working the day that he switches over to the new version? No, I'm working the help desk with an intern Monday night. So this genius decides that because everything is running correctly and he hasn't had any complaints all day, that 4:55 is the perfect time to switch off the old version. I have Mr. Coffee pumping out a big hot carafe of night shift juice to start my Monday night shift alone with Teddy the intern, who is a sophomore in an IT program. I'm just starting for the day at just after 5:00 p.m. There's a slew of tech support issues piling in. We also get a ticket for a mouse that doesn't work, so I send Teddy off to fix that. I call Softwood developer guy to tell him that there's piles of tickets for the uploader that started right after he left. Straight to voicemail and crickets. I do a mass email to everyone with issues on the new version of the app. Is your phone Android or Apple? Can you try reinstalling the app and try again? Are you currently in the building? Was it working earlier today? Interestingly, question 1 is the most telling. 18 Android users to Samsung users, 0 Apple users. 0/20 claim they were successful after reinstalling. No idea at this point if any actually tried 8/20 or in the building 20/20 had been using it earlier in the day. I take my phone out and use the software to upload a picture of my coffee cup to the server and it works. Great, but I have an iPhone, so not much help. I dig around on my computer and find the Google Play Store and dig out the install link for our enterprise thingy at Google Play. I look it up, and the software they have listed was most recently updated in December 2021. And their IT is The software was working all day without fail because no one running Android knew that they were still on the old version. I sent some more emails to the developer before going onto the server and switching the old version of the server software back up and run it alongside the new version. I email one of the folks who is having trouble and tell him to try rescanning the document. And it works just fine. I send out emails telling everyone with issues to try reconnecting and try again. Soon enough, I had the tickets all closed out and send an email stating everything to the developer. Everything is working until 9:00 p.m. when I start getting more tickets. Not as many as at the beginning of the night, but still getting them. I copy the questions I asked before, and another 5 people have the same problems as last time. I check my email, and the developer sent me a new email. I switched off the old server because we don't need to run it anymore. No acknowledgement of anything. I call him again and straight to voicemail and crickets. I check my email, and he never opened the ones I sent him. I wait 5 minutes and switch it off. Everything works well and dandy, and send my boss the documentation of this idiot switching off the old server remotely after I told him that I'm almost certain no one actually updated to the new version of the Android client. Stick around until 2:00 a.m. and order some DoorDash and eat off the clock before going home. The next morning, I get the mother of all phone calls from the developer because I turned the old server back on again. Told him to check his damned email and voicemail because I didn't have time for his at 5:30 in the AM after being in the office all evening covering for his stupidity. And my boss told me that afternoon what the idiot found in his email inbox. Google didn't approve the new version until early Tuesday morning. Story 3. Repetition, repetition. It's been a long week, and a lot happened for a week where nothing happened. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Or does it? That's what I mean about this week. Brain mush. Mind-numbing work hours. Boredom. Of course, if I was just bored, I wouldn't be posting here, would I? Well, I'd like to think I wouldn't. To go along with my brain mush, this isn't just a single story as much as it is just a word vomit of my strangest interactions this week. No, Murphy isn't in this one. He played nice. That's why I'm worried. My week started out unlike any other. All of my tickets were either on hold until the following school year, or were knocked out within an hour of clocking in. I need something to keep my attention, even repetitive tasks, especially those, or I get incredibly bored. I know there's some military folk here who could tell you the dangers of idle hands. So to kill my boredom, I decide to throw Twitch up on my other monitor. As the newest high-end raid for Final Fantasy XIV had just released and many streamers were racing to figure the fight out as quickly as possible. I was completely swallowed by the content on my screen as I had fondness towards the material. The raid is fashioned over some of the fights that are dear to my heart, so I was eager to see how they would breathe new life into it. Suddenly, a knock at my door brings me back. I look over to see a teacher clutching her Chromebook. Well, I said I wanted something to do. I opened my door and asked her what I could do for her. Teacher: Hey, I'm glad I caught you. My computer's frozen, and I can't get it to turn off. Me: Okay, that seems easy. A new teacher: It's been like this for 3 or 4 days. Me: Okay, for future reference, put in a ticket because I run back and forth to 3 campuses, so there's a good chance you'll miss me every time. As I'm saying that last bit, I, with very little effort, do the common power cycle for Chromebooks, pressing the refresh and power buttons, wait for it to reboot and verify all is functioning. Teacher: B: But how? Me: Using this key combo forces it to turn off and then start again. It fixes a large amount of finicky traits related to Chromebooks. Teacher: Well, thanks. She runs off and I decide to go out and get a drink from the vending machine as I have worked up a powerful thirst in all the work I've done for the day. Such a hard job, but someone has to do it. I deserve a raise, maybe 2. Joke on the way, I'm stopped by another teacher with a question. Teacher 2: Hey, if I have this issue, do I need to put in a ticket? Me: Yes. You should always put in a ticket when you have problems. It's the only way I'll truly know there is one. Teacher 2: Oh, okay. Deja vu has set in. Didn't I just go through this? Oh, but wait, here's another teacher, just as I'm grabbing my drink. Another question. Surely this will be different! Teacher 3: Hey, I have this issue with some chargers. Do I need to email you or put in a ticket? Okay, I know I must be asleep at home now. This teacher I've told multiple times to put tickets in, and I've explained the reason why. B: Yes. Ticket. Always. Never email. Teacher 3: But what if she goes on to describe various what-if scenarios that all result in the same response: me, ticket. Always put in a ticket. If you asked, do I need to? Then the answer is 100% yes. Teacher 3. Okay, thanks. I've experienced a lot in my 7 months working for this district, from pain to joy, but I've not yet run into users who forget things immediately after talking to me. What a weird day. There was nothing going on at this campus, so I decided after lunch to drive over to another of mine, as it had a few. When I got to the office, I noticed I had no Wi-Fi on my phone. Very odd. I checked my tickets on my laptop, as it has a wired connection through a docking station that is still working. I have 3 tickets in my queue for Wi-Fi not working on devices. This would be very little for an outage, you might think, and you would be right. However, most rooms utilize Chromeboxes as their main computers, which are all connected with a direct connection to the wall. As my laptop was showing a connection through LAN, those most likely were as well, resulting in no reports from those users. The tickets detailed both personal phones losing their connection and an AP who could not connect through her laptop. Okay, kind of a problem, let me just look into it. And then another pops up. From another school, same issue. Oh, thankfully, the guy who trained me recently got moved to the network tech position. Really smart guy, knows his stuff. I DM him about the tickets and asked for his sage wisdom, as the network is his baby. He gives me the go-ahead to escalate to him, and he'll stop by. Cool, easy. He ends up in a call with the director of networking over this. As it turns out, it's a bug with some of the switches we have. Easy enough fix, just need to kill a command, save to memory, rerun it, and save again, then everything is happy. He then drops the bomb that all of the elementary schools have these switches and will run into this issue. They eventually get all of them sorted, and I think they began looking into any updates on if it was documented or not. I don't know what all they do behind the scenes, but I know they're damn good at what they do, so I'm convinced the network is fine. Then it kinda hit me. Not all schools were showing outages at the same time. Only those 2. And there's a lot of schools in this district that would have been affected by it. Had I not seen my ticket count and went to that school, this probably would have flown under the radar a lot longer until it was an issue at all the schools. This is why you put in tickets. Okay, I lied. Murphy kinda is in this story. But he's reformed, guys. He promises exclamation. The rest of the week went on without a hitch, and I spent way too many hours watching FF14 streams. It was a nice change from the hell I faced weeks before, but a little too slow for my tastes. Hope that line doesn't come back to haunt me. Story 4. Threatening to destroy company property. We have a handful of PC we think that former employees didn't return when they left the company. Our inventory tools are lacking, which we're working on. We just had a list of PC serial numbers and nothing else. We managed to turn that into a list of 60 PC names with an internet connection. We're not interested in getting these PC back at this point. We just want to make sure those devices are unusable as CYA for potential data loss. As long as a PC is connected to the internet, we have at least some limited management of it. We pushed a script to these PC, forcing them to reboot and putting them in BitLocker recovery mode. Beyond getting a success or fail reply when a PC ran that script, we didn't expect to hear anything about these PC. Today, however, a former employee called the help desk after her device locked. Let's experience her call through the notes the help desk tech left in a ticket. User is no longer an employee at company, but is still using company computer. Computer is asking for BitLocker recovery key. Declined to provide key as she is no longer a company employee. She asked to be escalated to a supervisor. She has been using the computer as a personal computer since employment ended. While waiting for supervisor, she said if we did not unlock the computer, she would break it and never send it back. She has personal information stored on the computer. She hung up before supervisor was available. Escalating ticket to security team. To recap, this user never returned their computer after she left the company, and further assumed it was hers to keep in use. Now that we locked the device, she called the help desk trying to get it unlocked, then threatened to destroy company property on a recorded line if we did not unlock it. The matter has been passed on to our legal department.